Welcome to Pouches and More. Today we'll be preparing this fabric basket, storage basket. It looks like this. We can store whatever we want in it. So let's check out the materials required to make this beautiful fabric storage basket. We require one piece of main fabric which has been fused with interfacing, and it measures 16 inches by 8 inches. We require one piece of lining. It also measures 16 inches by 8 inches. So these are the two pieces of cloth that will be required. So we take the main piece of fabric, the right side facing up, and we're going to fold it in half. That is, the right sides will meet together, and we're going to make a stitch in the two sides. The right sides are together. We'll take the lining fabric. We'll fold it in half like this lengthwise, and we are going to make a side stitch on both the sides over here. So the open side is up, this is the closed side. We are going to make a side stitch like this on both. So we'll be leaving around 1/4 inches seam allowance to make the side stitch. So this is the lining that we'll be doing. So we have finished it. It's 1/4 inch seam allowance. So it's done. Both the sides we have done the stitching. We'll also do that for the main fabric, both the sides 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we have finished doing it for the main fabric also. We'll cut the thread. So we have finished doing this. Both sides we have done the side stitching. Now what we want to do is we have to make we have to box the corners. For that, from the stitch line we'll measure around 1.5 inch of boxing. This is from the stitch line on the side, and the bottom we are taking it to the full bottom. So we have done this over here. We'll do it for the other side, and we'll do it for the lining as well. It is the open side is on this side. We'll be doing it on the folded side. For both, we'll be doing it on the folded side. We'll be doing the boxing. So I have finished it, and we have also cut the corners, that is the box. Now we are going to stitch it. So we'll take the fabric like this. We'll open it, and we'll align the lines like this, the raw edges. We'll just open the seam, and we have to make a straight stitch. So we'll just align the raw edges, and we're going to make a straight stitch. We'll do this for the other side as well as the lining. So we have clipped all of them. Now we have to make a straight stitch on all of them. I've opened the seams. For both the fabrics, I've opened the seams, and we're going to make a straight stitch. So we'll first make a straight stitch for the lining, and we're going to start and stop with a back stitch so that the stitches don't open. There's the boxing does not open. So we are going to start and stop with the back stitch. Now we'll do that for the other side also. So we have done that for the other side. Both sides we have finished in the lining. Now we'll do that for the main fabric also. Similarly, as we did for the lining, start and stop with the back stitch. We'll do both the sides. That is done. Cut off the thread. So I finished doing the boxing stitches. Now next what I want to do is, this is the wrong side. Now we're going to turn it over of the lining. So we have turned the lining inside out, that is the right side has come out now. the wrong side is inside. Now what we are going to do is, this is the right side, and this is the right side of the main fabric. The wrong side is out, the right side of the main fabric is inside. We are going to put the lining inside, that is the right side will touch the right side of the main fabric. Right side will touch the right side of the main fabric. So the wrong side is inside, the right sides are together over here. The wrong sides are outside and inside. So now we'll just match the seams, the lining seam and the main fabric seam, and we're just going to clip it like this. We're going to open the seam how we did it for the boxing. We're going to match both the seams like this, and we're going to clip it. We have to now make a stitch over here. So just going to clip the whole thing now. So we have to make a stitch all around, just neatly push everything inside. So now we have to make a stitch all around. We are going to leave this much part. This much part we are not going to stitch. That is for turning around 3 inches. That is for turning inside out. So we have clipped the whole thing and we are going to stitch it now. So I have to make a simple stitch all around. We start again in this. We are going to start and stop with a back stitch, so that when we turn it, it doesn't open. So this is the back stitch. We are going to start and stop with the back stitch. So we are finishing also off with the back stitch now. So we are finished doing that. Now we have to turn it inside out, but before we do that, this is the open, we have not stitched. Now we have to turn it inside out. Before doing that, we're just going to fold this. We're just going to hand press it like this. The main fabric and the lining fabric, we are just going to fold it like this. This is the opening which we have left to turn the basket inside out, and we are going to turn it inside out. So we have finished turning it. Now through the opening, we'll put our finger inside and just push out all the boxed corners so that it looks neat. So this is how we'll be pushing out all the boxed corners so it looks neat, and we'll push in the lining now. So just going to push the lining inside neatly. Now we've finished pushing the lining inside. We have to stitch this. There's an opening left, we have to just stitch it. Now I'm just going to put a single clip over there. Now we have to make a top stitch all around, and with the top stitch we are going to stitch the opening also. So it's a simple top stitch that we'll be doing all around, and we are going to stitch the opening that we left. So the whole thing is done now. We have finished doing it. We're just going to back stitch and remove it. So this is how it will be looking. Just cut off the extra threads that we can get. Now we can keep it as it is. There's another thread. Just cut off all threads that can be seen. So we can keep it as it is and use it, or in case we want to turn it over like this, we can just turn it over like this. That is what I have done. I've just turned it over. So this is how the storage basket, fabric storage basket will look. It's that simple and it's so easy to make. So please try this, and thanks for watching. Bye.